You keep a go-bag by the door, which consists of a hunk of stale bread and the one knife in the family that doesn't immediately bend on contact. When someone sneezes too loud, your heart leaps. When a trader arrives with a strange accent, you instinctively reach for a stick. When someone paints their face for fun, you give them the side eye for a week. Because in Dark Age Britain, the word Viking is less of a description and more of a threat level, like yelling fire, except the fire also has a beard and demands tribute. You're feeling a little off. Maybe it's the goat you licked on a dare. Maybe it's the suspicious meat you ate just to be polite. Or maybe it's that your daily diet consists of moldy bread, questionable water, and stress. Regardless, you're ill. Time to see the healer. You limp over to Maywin, the village's unofficial doctor, who also happens to be the midwife, bark expert, and local gossip. She greets you with a kind smile and a bucket of something steaming. You ask what it is. She says not to worry. That's never a good sign. First, she smears you in mud. Not any mud, sacred mud. She insists it came from a bog where a saint once sneezed. You're not sure how one confirms that, but you're already halfway coated, and it's too late to back out now. Next comes the herbal compress, a mix of nettle, moss, and something that smells like despair. She slaps it on your forehead and mutters a chant. You try to stay respectful, but it sounds suspiciously like the lyrics to a tavern song. Then she pulls out the leeches. Of course, they're meant to balance your humors, which you did not realize were out of balance. You thought your only humor was mild sarcasm, but apparently your spleen is angry, and your bile is staging a coup. She places the leeches on your feet, your arms, and disturbingly your ear. You're told not to flinch. You flinch. One falls into your tunic. Maywin assures you this is a sign of healing. You begin to suspect she just enjoys this. Once the leeches are full and your faith is rattled, she gives you a talisman made of straw, teeth, and possibly someone's old button. You're to wear it until the fever breaks or the moon turns red, whichever comes first. Lastly, she recommends prayers, lots of them to saints you've never heard of, and one particularly moody river spirit. You oblige. You can't afford to be offended by either medicine or water sources right now. You return home caked in mud, mildly blood-drained, and spiritually confused. You still feel sick, but now you also feel traditional. In Dark Age Britain, healthcare isn't about cures. It's about hope, superstition, and creative applications of swamp materials. And hey, if you survive, it was clearly divine intervention. You smell earthy, and that's on a good day. In Dark Age Britain, bathing is less a routine and more a vague memory. You have bathed before, probably. Once when you were 7 and fell into a river. Once when the healer said you needed to clean your aura. Once when a chicken pooped on your head and your mother insisted. But generally you avoid it not because you're lazy. It's logistics. First, water must be fetched from a well, which is half a mile away, and guarded by a goose with a vengeance arc. Then, it must be boiled, cooled, and poured into a wooden tub you technically share with 5 family members, 2 cousins, and a goat that won't stop watching. Soaps exist. It's made from animal fat and ash, and it smells like betrayal. It technically cleans you, but it also burns your eyes, your dignity, and your soul. Your neighbors don't judge you for skipping baths. They do too. You all operate under the unspoken agreement that everyone smells, so no one brings it up. Like the strange stains on the village elder's robe, or the rumor that he talks to mushrooms. If you do bathe, it's usually a dry rub with moss or a splash in a stream when no one's looking. Because if someone does catch you bathing, they'll assume you're either possessed or trying to seduce someone, possibly both. The monks bathe more often, which is suspicious, but they have access to better water, probably because they prayed for plumbing. You considered joining the monastery once, but the vow of silence sounded easier than the vow of celibacy. And yet somehow you survive. Your skin toughens. Your immune system levels up like a warrior in a tavern brawl.